You're welcome once again to Masking Point. We shall be looking at LCM, which is the lowest common multiple. So to define it, I will just say LCM of given numbers, let's say 16 and 30, is simply the lowest number, which is a multiple of all the given numbers. Example, when we say multiples of 16, 16 times 1 is what? 16. 16 times 2 is 32. 16 times 3 is what? 48. 16 times 4, 64. 16 times 5, 80. And so on and so forth. Then for 30, you have 30 times 1, 30. Next one is 60. The next one is what? The next one is 90. 30 times 4, 120. You have 150. So these numbers you're seeing here, this 16, 32, 48, 64, 80, and then 30, 60, 90, 120, they are called multiples of these two given numbers. So we said LCM of these two given numbers, 16 and 30, is simply the lowest number, which is a multiple of all the given numbers. Now, if you look at this now, nothing is common. Nothing is common amongst the multiples of these two given numbers. So how do we now find the LCM of 16 and 30? There's something we call prime factorization method. So this is the method we use to find the LCM between 16 and 30. Now, how do we do that? We have to divide by the lowest prime number. So in this case is what? 2, apart from 1. So we can use 2. So 2 into 16, you have 8. 2 can go again, you have what? 4. 2 can go again, you have 2. And 2 can go again, you have 1. So for 16, we have 2 times what? 2 times 2 times 2. So for 30, we have that 2 can go here, you have what? 15. 3 can go, you have 5. Then 5 can go, you have 1. So for 30, you have 2 times 3 times 5. So here, 2 appeared what? 4 times. Here, 2 appeared once, 3 appeared once, and 5 appeared once. So the LCM of 16 and 30 is simply what? The highest number of times the 2 appeared is what? 4. It is 2 raised to the power 4 times 3 appeared just once, and 5 appeared just once, which is what? 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 15, which is what? 3 times 5. This gives you 200 and what? 40. So let's also look at find the LCM of 6 and what? 10. We also use the prime factorization method. For 6, 2 into this gives you 3. 3 here gives you what? 1. For 10, we have 2 here, 5. 5 here, 1. So for 6, we have that 2 times what? 3. For 10, we have that what? 2 times what? 5. So the LCM in this case is going to be what? What is the highest number of times 2 appeared between 6 and 10? Just once. So you take 1, then 3 is 1, and 5 is 1. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is equal to what? 30. Now, I want you to get something that LCM of 2 numbers or 3 numbers and so on and so forth, or of given numbers, is not always a product of the numbers. It's not always a product of the numbers. We know that sometimes it can be the product of the numbers, but not all the case. But there is a reason why the LCM can be the product of the given numbers. Okay, let's take another case. Find the LCM of 3 and what? 4. First of all, what are the multiples of 3? Multiples of 3 are 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 4, 12. The next one is what? 15. The next one is 18. The next one is what? 21. The next one is what? 24, and so on and so forth. And then for 4, we have that 4 times 1, 4, times 2, 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, times 5, 20, 4 times 6, 24, 4 times 7, 28, and so on and so forth. Now, if you look at these multiples of 3 and 4, you will realize that 12 is found in the multiple of 3, is also found in the multiple of 4. We also notice that 24 is found here in 3 and also found in 4. Now, if we had written all the multiples of 3 and that of 4, you will see that some numbers will appear in the two of them. Now, what do we call these numbers? These numbers are called common multiples. These 12, 24, and so on. Maybe the next one can be 36, and so on and so forth. These numbers you see here, these 12, 24, 36, are called common multiples of 3 and 4, because you can see them in the multiples of these 3 and 4, so they are called common multiples. So in this case, the LCM of 3 and 4 is going to be what? Which of these common multiples, which is the lowest amongst them? You will see that it is what? 12. So the LCM of 3 and 4 is equal to what? 12. Because they said the lowest common multiple. So the lowest common multiples amongst the common multiples is what? 12. So this method that we have used is called the listing method. You can also use it to find the LCM. But the one we are using now is called what? The prime factorization method. So let's take another example. Let's find the LCM between 6, 24, and 18. Using the prime factorization method, we have that 6 will give you what? 2 times what? 3. 24 is going to give you 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8 times 3. And then the 18 is going to give you 2 times 3, which is 6 times 3 again. Now, if you look at this, for the first one, 2 appeared once and 3 appeared once. For the second one, for the 24, 2 appeared what? 3 times and 3 appeared once. Then for the 18, 2 appeared once and 3 appeared 2 times. So the LCM in this case, we want to look at the highest number of times 2 appeared is 3 times. Times how many? What is the highest number that 3 appeared is what? 2 times. So we now have that 2 times 3, which is what? 8 times what? 3 times 3 raised to the power 2 is 3 times 3, which is what? 9. So the LCM is going to give you what? 72. So 72 is the LCM of 6, 24, and 18. If you look at it, if you multiply 6, 24, and 18, you can never have 72. That's why we say the LCM is not always a product of the given numbers. But I'm going to tell you when you will know that the LCM of 2 given numbers is a product of the numbers. Looking at this example, 6, 24, and 18, and the previous ones we have done, you will see that something is common amongst them. Between 6, 18, and 24, you see that 2 is what? Common. If you look again, you see that 3 is what? Common. So as we proceed, I will tell you something concerning this. Okay, so why is the LCM of 6, 18, and 24 not equal to their product? Like I said, if you look at them, if you look at when we divided them, you notice that 2 was common amongst them, and what again? 3 was also common amongst them. So these 2 and these 3, they are called what? Prime factors. So whenever you have these prime factors amongst the numbers, their LCM is never going to be equal to their product. Take that as one of the key points. Whenever you have prime factors among the numbers, the LCM is not the product of the numbers. So now the question is, when is LCM the product of the given numbers? The answer is simple. Is when the LCM is equal to the product of the numbers is when these numbers have no common prime factors. Very simple. When they have no common prime factors, then their LCM is going to be equal to what? Their product. Example, let's find the LCM of 15 and what? 8. Now, using the prime factorization method, we have that 8, 2 can go here, you have what? 4, 2 can go here, you have 2, 2 can go here, you have what? 1. Then for 15, can 2 go? No. 3 can go, you have 5, 5 can go, you have 1. So for 8, we have 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 raised to the power what? 3. Then for 15, we have that what? 3 times what? 5. So 3 appear just once, which is 3 once, and then 5 once. If you look at these numbers, you will notice that 2 appeared in only 8. 2 appeared in only 8. There is no 3 and there is no 5. If you check for 15, we only have 3 and 5. There is no 2. So what does this tell you? It simply tells you that there is no common prime factors amongst 8 and 15. When there is no common prime factors, no common prime factors, then the LCM is going to be equal to what? Their product. Now, if you look at this now, we have that for 8 is what? 2 raised to the power 3 times, we have 3 raised to the power 1 times 5 raised to the power 1, which is equal to what? 8 times 3 times 5, which is 8 times 3, 24. 24 times 5 is what? 24 times 5, this is 120. Now go back to the initial question. 8 times 15. Normally 8 times 15 is still going to give you what? 120. So in this case, you have seen that the product is equal to what? Their LCM. So it's very easy. Take your time, look at it again. We'll solve one other example so that you can get a clear understanding of what we are talking about. So let's say find the LCM of 5 and 12. Very simple. Like as we have said, for 5, what can go? Can 2 go? No way. 3 cannot go. So only 5 can go. You have 1. For 12, what can go? 2, 6, 2 here gives you 3, 3 here gives you 1. So for 5, we only have that what? 5 raised to the power 1. For 12, we have 2 times what? 3, which is 2 raised to the power 2 times what? 3 raised to the power 1. If you look at them, they don't have a common what? Prime factor. For that of 5, the factor we have there is just 5, but for 12 we have 2, we have 3. So in this case, the LCM is going to be what? 5 times 2 raised to the power 2 times 3, which is 5 times 4 times 3, which is what? 5 times 4, 20 times 3, which is what? 60. And if you look at the product, you have that 12 times 5 is equal to what? 60. Now, what does this tell you? That because they don't have a common prime factor, their LCM is going to be their product. But let's take another example, the LCM of 6 and 10, as we did before. You will see that 6 is equal to what? 2 times what? 3. And 10 is equal to what? 2 times what? 5. Now, if you look at this, something is common. They have a common what? Prime factor, which is what? 2. So in this case, their LCM is going to be what? 2 appeared ones, 3 appeared ones, and 5 appeared ones, which is what? 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 5, which is what? 30. Meanwhile, their product is what? 6 times 10, which is what? 60. So because of this common prime factor that appeared between 6 and 10, their LCM is no longer their product. Okay, but in this case, where we have no common prime factor, their LCM is the product. So very simple, don't get confused. So in all, what we are saying, the methods you can use to solve questions in LCM, the first one is the listing what? Method. The listing method, where you list all the multiples and you try to know which one is the lowest among the common multiples that appeared between them. And then the second method is what we call the prime factorization method. Although we have other methods, but these two, you can use them to solve any questions in your O level. So this is the end of the lowest common multiple section. I would like you to subscribe to this channel, like this channel, and hit that notification bell. So whenever we upload new videos, you will be notified. Thank you.